What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Let's talk Benavidez versus Morrell. Fight recap. I thought that Morrell, he was a bit too aggressive to start the fight. I thought that he went in there with the wrong game plan. I think that Benavidez really drew him into his game, made him fight his fight. And he just couldn't withstand the punishment, the volume, the pressure of Benavidez constantly, throwing at high percentage, landing multiple combinations, breaking down the body. He just couldn't keep up with them, Big props to Benavidez, at light heavy. I think this is the division where he needs to be at. He can definitely take the punch at light heavyweight. He showed that he can absorb punches, he can give it back. He showed that he can throw in volume. The weight and all that's not a factor for him. So he's definitely a threat, someone to look out for in the light heavyweight division. I think that, his punch percentage was very impressive. I believe he was at 40%. I think that he's, you know, definitely a top contender. I do think that he will fight the winner of Bivol versus Beterbiev. Um, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. That fight's 2 weeks time, I believe. But I mean, Morale, he came, he tried. I think that he punched himself out in the first 2 rounds, and the pressure, constant pressure, he just couldn't keep up with that pressure of Benavidez right in his face. If anything, Morale showed that he really needs to work on fighting on the back foot. In this division, a lot of these guys are big punchers. So, I mean, he needs to figure out a way to move away from the pocket, move away from danger, try to find a way to move laterally, move on the back foot, try to stay away from it because Morale does have a big punch in him. He showed that he can drop, he can drop people at light heavy. He dropped Benavidez, although it wasn't really a big um, destructive, punch. It was definitely a punch where, it did put Benavidez on the canvas. So he showed that he does have the power at light heavy. He just needs to work on movement, work on trying to figure out a game plan where you can fight on the back foot. I think he's in big trouble if he's going to fight the same fight that he fought against Benavidez. I think that these guys at light heavyweight just don't want to mess around. They don't mess around with moving around, jabbing and movers. These guys are punchers. You got Yard, you got Beterbiev, Callum Smith, people like that. These guys are all punches, all guys that are gonna be right in your face. So I mean, Morale, this was a big wake up call for him for Benavidez. He's showing the light heavyweight division that he's there to stay. He's there to stay. He wants the best for him. At light heavy, I believe he's finished at 168. I don't see him going back down in weight. I think he's where he needs to be right now. I do expect him to fight the winner of Bivol Beterbiev. But overall, great performance from Benavidez. Leave your take on it. I thought that he done really well. I thought that he was able to really draw around to a game that he's not used to, and that's high intensity, high pressure, dragging him into the deep end, in the middle of the fight, and just constantly coming forward. That's my take. Leave yours, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.